Welcome to a new episode of Job Tales, the podcast where you can listen to dozens of interviews and learn about your potential future favorite job. Today's guest is Arnaud Zirnhelt. He's a water and snow rider. He teaches snowboarding in winter and kitesurfing and sailing in summer. Enjoy! Arnaud, a second time that we meet, just because I got stolen my laptop and your interview. So doing it again, I'm happy because we had like a first run, and this is like the real run. You are a water and snow rider, meaning a kite surfer and a snowboarder, and you do this on a daily basis, and it's your job. I'm sure that a lot of listeners are going to say, how do you do that? Please, I want to do the same. So tell me, how do you do that?
So I do that because I have do a lot of certificate for being able to do that, and after I work from the winter middle December to beginning of April, and middle of April to beginning November of kiteboarding and sailing with the school. And my holidays are November and middle December. So it's a totally complete year.
Fantastic. And so where do you go on holidays?
Generally, because I'm in holidays in November and December, I choose hot water and hot country. So the last holidays was in French Polynesia. 2 years before it was in Brazil. 4 years before it was in Bali. So generally hot water.
Fantastic. And I believe you do on holidays what you do for work, right?
Exactly.
This is like a dream come true, right?
Yeah.
Which is, I'm very happy for you, and I'm partly jealous. So, of course, you say from December to April, you're doing your snowboarding, and then April to November, you do the sailing and kiteboarding. How did you get there? Because, of course, you must have started somewhere.
Yeah, I have started pretty young the snowboard and the ski, and sailing and kiting. It's like just 10 years before, and I really grew up and enjoy with that, and I was needed to do something after the winter, so the sailing and kiting was a big and good plan. So I enjoy a lot and work a lot to do that. But when I win the certificate, I was so happy to mix my life with the snowboard the winter and kiting the summer.
And when you say certificate, so what is it? And what does it take to get?
It's a thing you need to work with that in France. After, in the rest of the world, you don't need a thing like that. But in France, we got some good law, and for working with that, you have to be able to do that with some people. So the certificate is obligatory. In snowboarding, it's like 4 years to finish the certificate, and in sailing and kiting, it's like 1 year. So you can do that pretty quickly, and after you can work with that.
And in the certificate, like, are you an instructor?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. So you can teach others to snowboard and to kite surf and sail because you
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. And if I want to open a school, do I also need the certificate?
Exactly.
I mean, it applies for both sports. So both on snow and on water.
Yeah.
You got to have that. But I guess it's different institutes or different, let's say, companies that deliver the certificate to you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really a particularity in France, and I say before, in other country like maybe Brazil or Bali, you don't need a special certificate, but you need to be kindly with the local people.
Okay, to be accepted. And okay, so if I land in Bali tomorrow and I wanna start teaching kite surfing, I can.
Yeah, it's possible because no special law about that. Just respect the work of the local people.
Okay, awesome. Do you know anything about United States, if it's possible?
I don't know the law in United States, but I think it's maybe nearly than the France. Just the country not really development of that, like Brazil, Bali, or
Mm.
French Polynesia, you can work without.
And just like that,
But
yeah.
it's always better to work with.
With a certificate, huh? Like when
Exactly.
you're doing scuba diving, you would have the PADI that it's internationally
Exactly.
acknowledged. Okay. And having done both, why the certificate for snowboarding takes longer than the kite surfing?
Because you can't snowboard every day from the year. So, in example, you have to do like 8 weeks of examination, but maybe you can just do 2 or 3 in a winter because a lot of people are waiting for doing that. So if you have to do 8, you have to wait maybe 3 or 4 years to do that because
I
the
see.
summer is not possible. And you can kite every day in a year, so no trouble with the problematic of the climate.
I see. So backtracking to your younger years, you were a snowboarder. Did you do that competitive?
Yeah, I was competing a lot in free riding.
Okay. And the free riding, how old are you when you were doing competitions on free
So
riding?
I was starting the competition at 25. I'm still riding free riding competition and for myself until
Mm.
today. So 25 to 35.
Oh, okay. Great. When you were doing competitions, were you paid for it or would you like receive just prizes if you win?
Yeah, exactly. You receive prizes when you win, and after some company give you some gear, snowboard, hoodies, or something like that. When you are pretty good and you can represent the brand.
Okay. Can you get paid also
Yeah,
by the company
yeah,
as
yeah.
a sponsor?
Generally they give you some cash to do all the year, some competition, maybe taking some plane, do some stuff like that.
Okay. So the free riding and the snowboarding was your first passion.
Exactly.
And then kite surfing came by. How did it happen?
So it happens because I was doing a special faculty in the sport. The specialty of the faculty was the snowboard, and after
Mm.
you got 3 choice for complete the year between the kayak, the escalade,
Yeah, climbing.
climbing exactly, and sailing. So my first choice was the climbing because I was pretty good on it. I was doing the entry test. It was a victory, and after the guy, we was a lot of in the school of climbing. So the guy say, if you want check what is in the sailing school, you can. And I just check, and I was really in love with that. Just discovery this sport,
Mhm.
and I totally start from the totally beginning. And in 2 years, so 2 summertime, I totally win the thing, and after I was totally certificate, so able to work with that. I do my first job of sailing in Corsica, and my second one in Gruissan. And since from this time, I was staying to Gruissan.
When you were saying that you were studying sports, is that what you were doing at university?
So no, my first choice because my parents work in the law. The name in France is the notariat.
Notaria, okay, like notary
Yeah, exactly.
work.
So
Okay.
I was doing my license, so 3 years, and after that, I totally changed for the sports because sports was an idea since I was really really young. But my parents want some proof I can do something other like they do. So I was doing the low thing, and when I finish, I say, okay, I got it. So now I can do a thing I really like it. So let
Okay.
me choose the thing I can do. and let's go trying. So yeah, that's why I start the school of sports just after the law and totally win everything.
Mm. So you could theoretically work as a notary today.
Exactly. Normally, this is the thing because in Alsace, the local thing I come, it's a special law, and when your parents got that, normally you have to follow that. But my
Mm.
sister is there, and she got it. So
She's taking that that role in the family.
exactly.
She's following, yeah, the family. So that's good. So that allowed you. Was this license kind of a compromise with your parents to do that? Or did you were you interested in doing it anyways? The notary, notaria.
No, it was just a thing to follow the dream of my parents and got an option if the sport wasn't working or maybe
Okay.
the body
Okay.
break, because when we are
Yeah.
riders, the risk happens.
Mm.
And when I finish that, I just say, okay, let me choose what a thing I really like.
Yeah, that's quite wise actually from
Yeah.
to do having plan B ready in case something happens. So, but I mean, knocking on wood, you're still in one piece and still riding on snow and on water. So that's beautiful. And the teaching part. So, do you enjoy that?
Yeah, really, because it's not a usual job because every people are different. Every pedagogic thing is one way for every people. So
Hmm.
every day with every student, you have to find a way, the best way they can learn.
Hmm.
So you can have some beginners every day, but this is not the same job. Every people are different.
Yeah. Okay. Did you give yourself any deadline or a timeline where you said, okay, I'm going to try my way with sports, and if it doesn't work, then I'll switch to plan B?
It wasn't a real plan because I was pretty sure it was working. Uh,
Okay.
um, because it was a real and big decision to quit the Alsace and go
Hmm.
to the French Alps and to the south of France. So the plan B wasn't an option. I really want
Okay.
to win that, and it was a total victory. So nice. But
Awesome.
the plan B option wasn't was rethinking because I got a big injury on my knee like 5 or 6 years before. I was
Mm.
3 months in a rolling chair after
Oh, no.
a big crash. So when I got the time in the rolling chair, I was thinking, oh, maybe the dream is
Mm.
finished or what? And no, with the work and good rehabilitation,
Mm.
I'm able to do a lot of things like before.
Again, and was it due to snowboarding
Wakeboarding.
or kiteboard? Wakeboarding. Ah, okay. I'm glad that you're better. And looking at the schools, right? Because now you're working in winter in the Alps and then in summer in southern France in Grisons.
Mhm.
Was it easy or hard to find a school to work for?
In which sport?
Both, but let's start with kite surfing.
So no, it's really easy to get a job in kite surfing. Maybe at the beginning you're not sure to find the spot you dream,
Mm.
but just maybe next or close to this beach, another kite school needs some teacher because every year the turnover is big and the work is really here. So every new kiteboarder teacher or sailing teacher got a really easy job.
And so you just knocked at the door of schools and say, okay, here I am, I'm a teacher.
Yeah,
Can I
you
work?
can send a curriculum vitae, but it's always better to come in real, say
Hmm.
hello to the school. I'm here for how many times? I got this certificate. I'm pretty good on that. maybe pretty bad on that. Just be yourself, explain all the rules, and let's go.
Yeah. And I believe now you are, after a few years, you're now a partner, right? In the school
Yeah.
in Gruissan?
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Which is great. And is it the same thing in the Alps? Are you there a partner or are you independent?
In the Alps, I'm totally independent, working from a school. So you
Okay.
got different school on the Alps. You got the ESF, you got Evolution 2. This is the school from I work. You got the
Mm.
ESI and UCPA. So this is the big four. And I was working from Evolution 2 and I'm totally independent. And I think the winter, when you are totally certificate, it's really, really easy to find a job because a lot of work are here and all the
Mm.
school are searching teacher every winter.
Yeah, okay. And usually how many months solid do you work in winter?
So the winter are working 4 months, middle December, January, February, March, middle April.
And with the climate changing so much, do you see any difference over the years for your work?
Yeah, it's like 11 years doing that. The winter, I see the changing climate with the hot temperature because we
Mm.
got some depreciation like every year, but generally the last day of the depression is like maybe raining. This is the thing happening all this winter, like three,
Mm.
4 days storming, and the five one was the rain. But I'm pretty optimist, and I think the life is cycling. So maybe this is just a cycle, and let's go. We got some pretty good powder the next winter. Actually, it's snowing
Mm.
today, so it's a good thing.
Yeah. Yes, bringing good luck to that. So you've done it, you said, for 11 years, right? So over 11 years, can you say that the number of days that you've worked in a season are more or less the same?
Yeah, but it depends of the snow for the winter because I'm independent. And I really like to share the passion, but to share the passion, it need to be a passion. So when it's snowing, I don't work. I explain to you. When it's French holidays, so Christmas 2 weeks and February 4 weeks, you have to work because this is the busy time and the school really need to you. But after, when it's more quiet time, like January, this is the storm month, I really choose to work. So if we got like really good snow condition, I choose to not work and ride for myself and maybe prepare
Hmm.
for the competition.
Ah.
And this year, I just put me off 1 week on the planning at the middle of January. It was really powdering, but all the next day stay open because the snow wasn't really good.
Hmm. Okay. So because you're still doing competitions, that's an element I didn't know.
Exactly.
Okay, so yeah, pretty much finding your balance between, and so the work that you do in winter, does it, let's say, cover your cost of living for winter, or does it span across winter for the rest of the year? Like, how do you actually budget your life?
In France, the teaching skiing and snowboarding is really a good work. You win a lot of money with that. So a lot of my friends works a lot the winter, but after the rest of the year that they just travel, surf, or be in holidays.
Hmm.
And me, I choose to work a little bit, but ride a lot. So do a complete mix with that. I win some good money to live, buy my credits because I got one houses on the Alps, another one on Grisson,
Hmm.
so I have to pay my credit. But yeah, it's pretty comfy the winter.
And you're able to live off of your passions.
Exactly.
Okay, that's wonderful. Are you the only one doing that? Can many people choose to have a life like this and live from this?
Yeah. I think every people who are really sure they can able to do that, they can do that. It's just after a question of being really, really sure, do the maximum of yourself for doing that, and after it's possible. In example, all my friends in the winter are not coming from the mountains. They come from every part of France, maybe world, and now they live with the passion.
That brings me to the question if there's any myth around the job. You know, like, do we, if I look at it from the outside, it's like a dream job. You can do what you like, you can be free. And is it always heaven?
No, it's the life, you know. So you can see the life in pink or in black for every job. Me, I choose to see that in pink, but
Mm.
if I have to find a bad point of this life, is maybe the family and the girlfriend, because you
Okay.
are maybe far of your family, but now
Mm.
it's a good plan for my family to come in holidays to see me on the winter or in the summer, but you are not here every day for that, and you have to find a girlfriend who can follow you. So
Mm.
job maybe movable.
I see. Maybe some remote work, smart work, like we say in Italian.
Exactly.
That it's more and more possible. So yeah, that's for sure. But it does require kind of planning and be, yeah, like you say, being sure that this is what you want to do.
Hmm.
You think you're gonna continue this path?
Yeah. Actually, no plan B. No plan B.
Okay.
Sorry. So yeah, for sure, continuing actually. Totally informed. Maybe I think to quite this thing when I'm too tired for doing that, and the passion is not the passion. When I
Okay.
finish for riding and riding is not a pleasure, I think it's the time for finishing that.
Mm.
But it's not the case
Okay.
actually.
And do you have projects for the future related to your life as it is today?
So the winter not change. The winter I'm pretty happy like that, doing free time competition, working, chilling with friends, riding. The summer maybe the plan is to open maybe more school in other country, discover some new spot, and opening a little school to share a passion.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe this is the plan.
Okay, sounds great. A great plan. To finish, what do you learn from the past that other people could learn from?
The only thing I learn, I think, is the brain. The brain say to you, maybe I'm afraid to do this plan because I'm not sure about winning that. Maybe you got some perturbation, but no. If you want something and you give 100 or maybe 200% for winning that, for sure you win. Every people can win. Just make the maximum chance for winning that.
Great. I completely share with you
Mhm.
this view. It's not always easy to trick your brain sometimes, right? Because it's the mind talking to you, giving you doubts. And one last thing, what advice would you give to a young man or a young woman who would like to enter this line of work?
So, first, just to be sure, it's a passion and you are pretty good with the relationship with the people. You really enjoy that. And after being good in sport for sure, and do the
Mm.
maximum for that. But no, it's not a big plan to do the same thing like me. You just have to be patient and work. Work is the key.
Thank you, Arnaud. Very nice to talk to you.
You're welcome.
You know that during our lifetime, on average, we spend 90,000 hours, meaning over 11,000 days, that is 30 years working. That is 1/3 of our life. So take a moment, a month, a year, or more if needed, to figure out who you want to become, because that will be an essential part of your life. Like Arnaud says, help your brain take the direction you want to go. You can do anything if you set your mind to it. Everybody can win.